The sports world just got flipped upside down. Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom who's already taken the WNBA by storm, just got invited by the LPGA to take part in a celebrity golf exhibition. That's right, the LPGA, the highest stage of women's golf, wants Caitlin Clark to step on the green. But guess who didn't get the invite? Two-time MVP Aya Wilson. And let's just say, Aya did not take it well. Insiders claim she was furious after hearing the news, questioning why the league's biggest star was overlooked while Clark, still a rookie, got the spotlight yet again. The invitation that started it all. It all began with a simple yet stunning announcement. The LPGA Tour released a statement revealing that Caitlin Clark had been invited to participate in a celebrity pro-am event at the upcoming championship weekend. The idea was to celebrate crossover excellence in women's sports. In other words, bring in high-profile female athletes to attract more fans and media buzz. The list included tennis players, Olympic gymnasts, and the shocker Caitlin Clark, a basketball rookie barely months into her pro career. Social media exploded instantly. Clark at the LPGA? This girl is everywhere. But while fans went wild, some WNBA players were less impressed. Many believed that if the LPGA wanted to showcase basketball stars, Aya Wilson, the reigning MVP and champion, should have been the first name invited. Instead, Clark's name stole the headlines once again. And when Aya found out, according to reports, things got heated. Aya Wilson's reaction. When the news reached Aya Wilson, insiders say she was stunned. During a practice session with the Las Vegas Aces, a teammate reportedly showed her the LPGA post featuring Caitlin Clark holding a golf club. Wilson's response? A sarcastic laugh, followed by a frustrated sigh. She reportedly said something like, "Oh, so now she's a golfer too? Unreal." Those nearby described her as visibly upset, pacing around, shaking her head, muttering under her breath. To her, it wasn't just about the LPGA. It was about recognition or the lack of it. Despite being the league's most decorated player, Wilson often feels overshadowed by Clark's media coverage. And this invitation, to a completely different sport, felt like another reminder that the spotlight keeps skipping her. The root of the rivalry. This wasn't the first time Aya Wilson and Caitlin Clark's names were linked in controversy. Ever since Clark entered the WNBA, she's been treated like a marketing goldmine, dominating coverage, interviews, and sponsorships. Meanwhile, Aya Wilson, despite being a proven MVP, champion, and defensive powerhouse, often felt like she had to fight for her spotlight. The media love affair with Clark created a silent divide in the WNBA community. Some saw Clark as a rising hero. Others viewed her as a symbol of unfair favoritism. Wilson has spoken before about feeling unseen, saying, "Sometimes, no matter what we do, it feels like we're invisible." So when the LPGA, a completely different league, chose to invite Clark over Wilson, it hit that nerve all over again. It wasn't about golf. It was about validation. Why the LPGA chose Caitlin Clark. To understand the LPGA's decision, you have to think like a marketer. Caitlin Clark isn't just an athlete. She's a brand. Her rookie season shattered viewership records, doubled jersey sales, and brought millions of new eyes to women's basketball. For the LPGA, inviting Clark wasn't about golf ability, it was about star power. Sources say the invitation came after her viral golf swing video during an off-season event. Sponsors loved her natural charisma and crossover appeal. An LPGA representative reportedly said, "Caitlin embodies what we want: visibility, excitement, and connection across all sports." In other words, they saw her as a media magnet. And that's exactly why Wilson wasn't on the list. Not because she wasn't worthy, but because Clark was a marketing phenomenon. Unfortunately, that explanation didn't ease the tension. The press conference meltdown. It happened right after a hard-fought win for the Las Vegas Aces. During post-game interviews, a reporter asked Aya Wilson, "Hey Aya, did you see Caitlin Clark got invited to the LPGA? What do you think about that?" Her face said it all. She paused, exhaled, and replied with a tight smile, "Good for her. I guess she's doing everything now." The room went silent. She followed with, "I'm focused on my season. Golf's not really my thing anyway, but the tone and the body language told a different story. Clips of the exchange hit Twitter within minutes. Headlines like, Aya Wilson throws shade at Caitlin Clark trended overnight. Some fans called it petty, others defended her frustration. But behind the scenes, insiders said Wilson did vent privately, calling the LPGA's decision a joke. Caitlin Clark's calm response. When asked about Aya Wilson's reaction, Caitlin Clark didn't flinch. She smiled and said, "Aya's an incredible player. I've looked up to her for years. I totally get the emotions. We all want to represent our game the best we can. No drama. No sarcasm. Just grace." Clark then added, "This LPGA thing is just for fun. I'm not leaving basketball. I just love challenging myself in new ways." That statement diffused some of the tension online, but not all of it. Because by then, the media had already built the narrative. Aya versus Caitlin, round 2. Even sports talk shows jumped in, debating whether Clark's success was overshadowing the league's veterans. But behind the headlines, something interesting was happening. The power of Caitlin Clark's popularity. Caitlin Clark's influence extends far beyond the court. Within her first WNBA season, she brought in over 2 million new viewers to national broadcasts, a 300% spike in ticket sales for road games, the league's best-selling jersey in history. Sponsors adore her because she attracts audiences who never watched women's sports before. And that's what brands and leagues like the LPGA are chasing. Meanwhile, veterans like Aya Wilson have been carrying the game for years but rarely get that mainstream push. That's not fair, but it's the reality of media economics. As one analyst put it, Caitlin Clark is the lightning rod for a new generation. Everyone else is living in her storm. The team fallout. After the press conference moment blew up, the Aces locker room reportedly got tense. Some teammates backed Aya, saying she had every right to be frustrated. Others warned her not to let social media turn her into the villain. Privately, coaches told her to ignore the noise, but she couldn't escape it. Every time she opened her phone, memes flooded her feed. Aya's jealous again. Caitlin lives rent-free. It was relentless. Meanwhile, other WNBA players began choosing sides. Some defended Aya's feelings about media bias, while others praised Clark's humility. The league had unintentionally created its biggest ongoing rivalry since the early 2000s. The unexpected olive branch. A week after the controversy peaked, Caitlin Clark did something no one saw coming. She publicly invited Aya Wilson to join her at the LPGA event. In an interview, Clark said, "I'd love to have Aya out there with me. She's competitive and fun. It'd be a blast." The clip went viral instantly. Fans applauded her maturity, calling it a queen move. Even LPGA officials chimed in, saying they'd happily welcome Wilson if she accepted. For Aya, it was a moment of reflection. The real story behind the outburst. So, was Aya Wilson really mad at Caitlin Clark? Maybe a little. But more than anything, she was mad at the system. A system that rewards visibility over consistency. Flash over foundation. Wilson's reaction wasn't about envy, it was about equity. She's worked for years to build the WNBA into what it is today, and it stings to see a rookie instantly crowned as the face of the league. But Caitlin Clark isn't the villain here either. She's doing what stars do. Growing the game, opening doors, and taking risks.